There's only one place to learn the latest. There's only one place to hear the greatest. There's only one place for your information. It's the All Book Podcast. All Book Podcast. Podcast. It's the No other host like me. Come check it out. You'll see.
What up, what up, what up? We in the building. It's a brand new episode of Off Book, and I'm your host, Drew Shade, and I'm here with... I can't hear anybody. Can I hear anybody? Can anybody hear me?
We had to unmute ourselves. I can hear you.
Okay, let's do that again. What's going on, everybody? It's a brand new episode of Off Book, and we're ready to hit our marks, and we're ready to do it right now. I'm Drew Shade.
I'm Ngozi Ayon.
And I'm Kim Exum.
Hey, whoop, whoop. I'm so happy to be here, y'all. Let's take the 2 minutes down because we are here. We're ready to go. And it has been, I think we're getting better at this. Like getting better at the intro. We're getting better at, making this happen like live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How y'all feel about it?
Good.
We made it.
And we got Danye in the comments, of course, every week. My brother here to support us. We love him so much. Yes, we're getting better at this. So I'm loving it. It has been an interesting week. Like it feels like we were just here, but also it feels like so much has happened.
Mm-hmm.
And Guzzy, what's been going on with you? I heard you saying something about something, but I don't know if you could say that.
Oh, it was just like we were just talking about. I can say it because I said no, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Just we were talking.
Just because you have the options to say no. You
Yeah, it didn't happen or it's not happening. I don't know what's happening, but we were just talking about we were listening to Moana, and I was like, I was offered at one time to make a Disney animation show myself, and I didn't necessarily sound like. I could never, but I'm kind of like, I actually have never thought about going into that realm of this sort of like Disney cartoon stuff of like telling a sort of like first generation and or African story.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of in the beginnings of like, what does that look like? What does that feel like? Right now, I always say no because I don't like to do things because people are like, we would love to just do that because you're different, kind of. I kind of really have to have it in me to make, and then I'll go ahead and do it as opposed to, people coming to you and be like, you're kind of African, you should make an African thing. And it's like, it's not easy. Some people are really great writers where they could just make anything at any time. And I have to really have been compelled to make it.
Is that like, do people usually call you just to make African stuff? And how do you feel about that?
I don't care. I don't mind. I am that, but I'm also many things. And I think I write from a place of intimacy more than anything. So I'm always happy to be presented with the opportunity. But I'm definitely, I wish I was presented with different kinds of African stories because like African people and all people, we have all sorts of different kinds of stories that just happen to be of African descent, right?
Yeah.
So, it's always, right now it is always like these two siblings in a war torn in the middle of the war. And it's like, cool. Like if it's compelling and if I feel like really I love a good sibling thing, but it's it's always like we're escaping their country, escaping Nigeria, it's a lot of and I'm like cool.
I don't mean to laugh because
but it's like I'm from Jersey, but cool, that's not the same thing, but I'll see if I have a personal in. So yes, people do come to me to make a lot of stuff, and as a writer, I actually don't have the ability to just pump out things because it takes a long time
it does.
Go from a page to a full work, and I get very intimidated easily as far as being commissioned, so I tend to not be a commissioned artist. I tend to just write something and then see if anybody wants it, as opposed to we want to commission you to make this specific thing. That still to me at this point in my career feels a little intimidating.
Okay, interesting. I mean, I think a lot of people don't really know how that process works, so some people don't realize what pieces are commissioned and what pieces aren't.
Yeah, and sometimes you'll see a piece that's kind of off because you're like, that doesn't really feel, and it's usually commissioned by that theater to make something like that, right? So it wasn't necessarily it's like an album, right? The first couple of songs or what have you comes from the artist, and they had to make that song or they had to write that song, and then you kind of become popular, and then it's like, let me try and make a song about this, and let me try and make a play about this, and sometimes it's a little off because you are trying to do something, and not to say that you shouldn't try and do that, but that's I think where people maybe need to come from as an audience member, where they're like, well, that wasn't as good as the first play, because the first play no one asked for.
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, interesting. So what have you been doing this week? What's been going on with you?
I have just been chilling in this house doing self tapes. That's it, and sleeping. And
Yeah, I called you this past week, and you had some good lighting. It was super blue in the background. I was like, "What is going on over there in Guzzy?"
a lot of self tapes, a lot of long pages, and figuring out how to memorize stuff, and calling up friends to help me audition online and be like, "Can you read this online?" And I tried to recruit my sisters, and they weren't really having it. They weren't. I need better actors.
You need an actual reader, like you needed a real reader.
I didn't have my mom do my slate, and she kept talking.
Oh my God.
What do you mean? What do you mean? She kept talking.
I was like, "Mom, just do it, like head down, whatever." And then when I say thank you, she'll be like, "Okay." She'll go, "Is it right? Is it right?" I'm like, "Mom, you can't say anything, And then, or she'd be like, I'm like, "All right, thank you," and I say thank you at the end of my sentence. She's like, "You're welcome." And I was like, "No,
Child.
But I kept one of her "you're welcomes" because it was for a comedy, and I was kind of like, and I am literally coming from my parents' house, ergo the pictures of me, and my mom made this tape. So she's like, "Thanks, Mom." I'm like, there you have it. So sometimes I actually use it.
And your sister's in the comment section like, "Damn, come on now, sis."
Yes, I appreciate you.
I just got one of them things in the back. Oh, sorry, I interrupted you. I just got one of them self-tape blue things because I feel like people look so much better on that blue than on any wall. When I say that I popped that bitch open and could not get it back, like we had to Google a whole YouTube video on how to twist that thing, and it's so big. It's like
so big.
So those things are so difficult to like break back down.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. I just leave it like it.
I got it. I was like, I have to get this back down. I got it back down.
Yes, but then like, can you get it back into the thing that carries it?
I got it back in.
You did? Okay. Oh, okay.
I did, but we were watching a YouTube video.
You have to watch the YouTube video every time.
I was like, what? It was like, he's like, fold it into a taco and then and I was like, what the hell? But I didn't realize it was going to be that big. I looked at the measurements, but my mind just doesn't translate math or something. So
have you ever tried to move it to a separate room without because you can't fold it back down, like trying to move it to another?
Hell no. That thing stayed right up in the living room.
I've tried. I went upstairs, I went downstairs, and I was like, "This is just going to be in this room. No one go in this room."
Like you can't do anything else but like try to fold it through the door, and like it's a horrible experience. I had left mine up for a long time, just right here on the wall, like just did not move it.
But you don't even need to like clip it up. It's so damn big. It's the size of the wall. I could just put it in front of my closet and just tape anywhere. Right. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah,
but I could just be like, boom, like taping.
Yeah,
so I finally bought one because I've been so like it takes me forever. I'm a fixed sign. I'm a Scorpio. I'm just fixed. I don't like changing anything, like unless I have the time, but like so when the pandemic started, everyone's like self-tape. I'm like, I'm not buying anything. Like they're gonna get this phone tape. And then I was like, if I really want to get these jobs, then maybe I should get me a ring light. So I bought a ring light, and then I was like, everyone looks really good in front of that blue. Let me just do it. Just being rebellious for no fucking reason. Like,
yeah, and it's like super. It's like it's not super expensive, so it's just like if you have it, it's like it's investing in yourself. So it's like, all right, let me just see what this blue background is giving, and this ring light.
And the other side is green, so I'm like, maybe I'll do some green screen in my own time.
So okay, so can y'all hear?
What's wrong?
You hear my phone ringing? Hold on.
I don't hear your phone ringing, but you're coming in and out.
Hey, boo.
I just hear Moana.
I'm in the middle of a show. I love you so much. You want to say hi?
Hi.
It's Titus.
Hi. Hi, Titus Burgess, who I've never met but love.
I love you. I'll call you later.
Titus was my voice coach back in the day, back in my 70s.
Now he's a very good vocal coach. Like amazing.
Coach. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Kim, I want to know about what you did this week about your commercial and.
Oh, I filmed a commercial for a couple days.
For baking soda.
Yeah, it was for a brand.
Arm and Hammer,
Arm and Hammer.
If you were here last week, you know. If you don't, you don't.
But yeah, so it was cool. We got snowed out. So I mean, everyone got snowed out, but they was really still trying, like, like film people really just be trying to film. Even theater, I feel like anything with the arts, they always just be trying to do it no matter what. They be like, I know an atomic bomb has landed, but we are doing this. Like, they don't give a fuck. The shoot is going on, the show is going on, nothing matters. But thankfully, it did get snowed out. But I was definitely up at like 5 a.m, like, because they were like, we're gonna send an email. They sent the call sheet, and they're like, oh, we're gonna send an email by at least 5:15 a.m. to let y'all know if we're on or off. So I'm up at 5:15. I waited for 15 minutes. I was like, all right, well, let me get my ass in the shower, because of course they also film like around the corner. They always, everything that I've ever filmed has always been like all the way in bumfuck Queens or Brooklyn. So I'm like, let me get my ass up, and then as soon as I put the water on, I get an email that's like, nah, we're not shooting today, it's postponed. So we did 2 days. I shot for 2 days. It was cool. I've done commercials before, so
come on, commercials.
I've done a good amount of commercials. But so it was cute. I mean, it was cool. Like, I've never done one where I've had to like touch a physical like a product. So that was new for me. And that's interesting all in itself, because it's really about the brand that you're, it is about your performance, like you're giving them, like in commercials, you have to vary your performance. It's not, do it exactly like this 50 times. Like, they want variant. The client is always present. So it's not like before COVID, the client would typically maybe be there, like the person could be there, but they're just not, they're like behind, like in the other room, like watching on the monitor, maybe giving notes, or it could be a telecast type thing happening. But since COVID, the client is always on Zoom, and they're there with you the whole day. And that's challenging because they're giving notes to the director or the, whoever's there on what they want, on the shots they want. And the director is relaying it to the AD, who's relaying it to the talent and to the camera and all this shit. So, but that was my week. So it was nice. It was nice to be on set. It was cold though, because they gotta have the windows open and shit for COVID. It was fucking cold. And of course, it wasn't like a winter commercial. It's like for another season. So it was freezing.
Oh my God.
But yeah, anyway, that was my week. That's all I did.
Well, I mean, that's a lot. And you also have Ezzy. Like,
she wasn't with me this week. She was with her dad.
She wasn't? Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, so that was nice.
What about you?
That was great.
I have been. I literally feel like. Oh, she was saying me.
Oh.
I have been. Are you on your 5G? Because that's what I had to do. I had to change my 5G.
I don't know.
No. Yeah, that helps with the 5G. Signal. Well, get on your 5G. That helps with the signal.
You're cutting out a little bit.
You hear it? Maybe she's
switching.
Okay. Boom. Perfect.
Yeah,
so when she comes back. Did you come back?
I think I'm back. I see y'all.
Okay. As long as you're on your 5G, as long as it's like, not static.
I'm on my 5G.
All right, you two. All right. The superpowers coming tomorrow, so I need you.
The superpowers are coming, and actually tomorrow is so great that tomorrow is actually my 8-year anniversary with Broadway Black.
Oh, congratulations!
Super Black person.
I am becoming a super Black person. Also, I've been doing a lot of work and I'm really happy about where I am currently, and like giving myself time to really develop the kind of content that I want to develop. And I've been training a new team for the past couple of weeks, and I'm really in a great place. I hosted a discussion with Jack Productions along with the Return to Black Joy, the Black Joy Project. It was phenomenal last night. So at first I was like really, I didn't really know what I was getting into. I wanted to know what was happening and what they were planning and what they were doing, what they were creating. So this group of artists went up to Vermont, and they got away, and they're developing this acting methodology. I can't even get it out. And it's centered on Black joy. So Stevie Walker Webb, Jarvis Green, Maurice Sisko, Raven Cassell, they all were a part of this team of producing, and they had a bunch of actors come up and creating this this work and this methodology that I think is going to be really brilliant. I'm really excited about it after I got more information with the talk. So you can watch that live on Broadway Black's channel. We did that last night. And I actually just want to share this poem that Raven wrote. And she said, the inspiration, and she actually dedicated to me and my work on Instagram this morning. It just really just touched my whole soul. So we're going to watch that really quickly. This is a poem called Black Theater Is by Raven Cassell.
Black theater is religion. Soul stripping, time flipping, hip switching, rhythm. It's eye rolling and hip hop, double dutch and hugging the block. It's Big Mama and Granddaddy, Southern and City. It's peasy headed, ashy kneed. I'ma give you something to cry about. Play with me. It's tight cornrows, picked afros, greased scalp, and ballies matching your clothes. It's let me hold some. And when I get my taxes back, it's McDonald's money. It's all that.
Yes, I love that. Was that a little crazy staticky for y'all? Okay,
No.
perfect. It maybe that was just my headphones.
I'm hearing a little bit static now for a second.
Yeah, like what just happened there? Maybe that's just me. It's better now. Somebody else speak.
Yeah, I don't hear any static.
Oh, there he went.
And he's out.
Good day, Drew.
Coffee at the bottom. Come on now. Twist it up.
Okay, I don't know what that's about, but
I don't know.
you gotta
It
think
might
there.
be your cord,
It could have
Make
been,
sure it's all depressed in.
but I do not like fucked up sound. Like y'all
We
know it
know.
like it
We
bugs.
know.
And last week, y'all, that's why I got a new microphone. I got my new thing. But no, what we were talking about. And Jarvis is here. Jarvis, my friend. He's the artistic director of Jack Productions, who he's in charge of the organization that powered the Black Joy Project, and just phenomenal work. It was just so beautiful to be in the space, and we did a meditation together, and because I started off the live like really frantic because how I want things to be just so perfect. I have a perfectionist spirit, and I'm really trying to get over that. Kim always telling me just let it go. But I did let it go, eventually through the talk, and like I got comfortable, and it was just really, really good. So go back and watch that, that thing all the way through, because it was really, really just touching and beautiful, and I can't wait to see the work that comes out of that. Also this week, Ma Rainey came out, so I was watching that. We did a viewing party on Friday with followers on IG, and so that was good it was fun to watch the movie with other people because I've already seen it. Have y'all seen it yet?
No.
You said you watched it today?
I watched it this morning.
You watched it this morning? Okay, come on.
Come on, wake up in the morning.
Yeah, come on. First thing in the morning. How did you watch that in the morning time?
I'm up, y'all. I'll be up.
What time do you be waking up?
Like 7.
God bless you.
I'll be up. So it's like,
Yeah, you do be up because you be texting and stuff like, and I'd be like, this is so odd for like, and Guzzy, she usually is on top of texting any other time, but like, she's like initiating in the morning, and that's like, what is happening?
That's what I'm at. Like, if you give me like a half an hour after I've woken up, I'm like, before I forget, because I just feel like I feel like I burn out by 2 p.m. So it's like,
Wow.
I'm up. I've usually been to the gym by like before noon. So I'm just like,
Are you still like a bodybuilder?
No, I was never a bodybuilder.
Not a bodybuilder, but you were like really into fitness.
Yeah, I used to be a personal trainer during my early hustle years. I was a trainer at Equinox, and I was a fitness instructor for a place called Boot Camp Republic for like a couple years before I went to grad school. And then I was like everybody's trainer in grad school. But yeah, I was the bitch at the Equity Building. This is how people used to know me at the Equity Building. I used to be that chick in the booty shorts and like
Now,
6 a.m. I'd be there at 6 a.m. in the booty shorts, coming from a boot camp class with like a fold bike. And I used to bring my fold bike into the Equity building.
y'all, Ngozi has body.
No,
When I
her
tell you,
arms.
like,
All right.
it is absolutely sickening. Like,
All right, that's enough of that.
somebody asked, are you a Virgo? Are you a Virgo?
I'm a Libra.
You're a Libra. Okay. Well, whatever it
Yeah,
is, Libra's
them
got
arms
booty.
like,
Because I have an ex that was a Libra and like stacked. When I tell you stacked, maybe it's like just in that season. Oh, glory. Like
glory.
Like no,
Yeah.
seriously, because it's a blessing. I still ain't touched nothing like that.
That's amazing.
Wow.
You know, when you single, you have flashbacks. So that's what I think that's what just happened to me. I just had a little flashback.
I get some flashback with Sagittarius.
I wish I was a morning person. Like I did go to the gym at one point in my life early in the morning before Ezzy existed and before Broadway was a thing for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am a night owl. I've always been a night owl. Anytime I have to wake up in the morning, it's like a push. Like I can do it, of course. But I wish, because people who wake up in the morning, I feel like they just get so much done during regular hours. Like I'm the bitch who'd be like, oh God, I was up till 6 working on this, and then I have to like wake up at 9 or some shit like that. I'm like,
Yeah. I feel that. I'm a morning person. I really love it when I like, especially since I stopped smoking and drinking. And I still don't know how long this is going to last, but right now it's really great to me. But also now I'm waking up with like, I feel like a hangover because I maybe not be getting enough sleep or eating correctly.
oh yeah, I know what that is. I feel like I always wake up like that kind of though.
I don't like it at all. Like it feels really
because I don't get great sleep.
Crazy. Like I feel really crazy, but like when I'm asleep, I am knocked. And so I don't know what that's about, but we're gonna try to rectify it. I got to drink more water or get something, do something else. Or maybe it's me looking at the computer a lot. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm looking at the computer too much and like I don't know.
Melatonin can help if you're just taking it as like a supplement to like get you relaxed because you might be going to sleep with a lot of tension. I don't sleep well I sleep with my kid every night, which is terrible, but I don't get great sleep. So I understand that like I be waking up like, did I drink? Because
right, that's what I
feel real fucked up. Like
on here, she's a healthcare professional. What do you think it is, Joy? Is it dehydration? Is it sleep?
Yeah, Joy, tell us what you think that is because we need to know. Like, do I need to be drinking Pedialyte in the mornings? Like,
no.
It's probably a nutrition thing.
And I know you got some over there, Kim. You got some Pedialyte over there?
I do have some Pedialyte.
So maybe that's what we need to be, putting that into our
coffee
diet.
I'm a person who like I will
maybe
drink
it's the coffee
all the fucking time though. Like
maybe
I will have it in the morning, not as soon as I wake up. I'll be up for maybe like an hour. I'm like, I require the coffee. Then like in the middle, I'll require the coffee. And then now I require the coffee. So like I will drink it. It's my favorite beverage.
Okay.
I'd rather have it than alcohol.
I understand. Well, we're at that time. It's about time for
Hot Topics. I forgot.
No, how did you forget the song? You
wait. Okay. We love to talk about so much shit, so now it's time for Hot Topics.
One more time. Let's get it in.
Okay,
I gotta get the soundbite right. So take 2. Ma Rainey.
And we love to talk about so much shit, so now it's time for Hot Topics.
Yes, come on, I love it.
Yes, we're back in the 20s.
Yeah, so the hot
your
topic
sister came through. I'm sorry, I just read a comment. I didn't mean to do that and interrupt you, Drew, but she just read me on the caffeine, and I don't like it. Kick her out.
It probably is. It probably is the caffeine intake because I've been drinking coffee every day, so maybe that is what it is. Definitely
just
water
one
intake.
cup.
No, I drink about a large.
Oh, like a venti?
Yeah, like. So maybe that's what it is.
Like,
yeah, see, and then people want to hear the song. See, people want to hear the song. They want you to hear. It's your version, so we want to hear you do it.
Thank you guys.
Somebody said I used to not be a coffee drinker until I started teaching. When I hit 2 big yawns during the day, I gotta have some coffee. I'm a coffee drinker, but I don't know, it's just a habit just to keep me like alert, and I need to do something else. Maybe I need to, get to the gym more often instead of substituting coffee with exercise.
Yeah, because if you have headaches, it's probably from dehydration.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm talking. Maybe that's what it is.
If
You get headaches?
if you're dehydrated or don't have enough sleep, you can get headaches.
Oh yeah, I have gotten those, but
And coffee dehydrates you.
Yeah.
it do.
Sorry. So
Where'd he go? I just feel like as a parent, like I just need it. I fucking need it. Like she just starts talking to me immediately, and I'm like, whoa.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have to go in and out just to make sure that the sound doesn't get crazy. But so it's Hot Topics time. At the top of our Hot Topics is one of our faves, one of our wonderful former co-host of this show. She did something really beautiful this week, and we're just gonna, give a little Christmas cheer, give a little bit of a Christmas music, and we love that. So here we go.
Oh come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel that mourns in lonely exile here until the Son of God appear. Oh, come thou day spring, come and cheer our spirits by thine advent here. Disperse the gloomy clouds of night and death's dark shadow put to flight. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come thou King of David, come and open wide our heavenly home. Make safe the way that leads on high, and close the path to misery. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O
Yeah.
so
Oh my
good.
God. Like
Nice.
what it's
Nice.
and this is one she sent it to me. I said, this is absolutely disrespectful.
It's so good.
It is absolutely disrespectful, and it's so disrespectful. I need to have her here right now so I can cuss her out. Amber, tell me,
Yes.
what in the world? Like,
Yes,
like
it's so good.
it's ridiculous.
Oh, this way.
I can't even.
It is so. It's like giving like. It's like soft, like you ever watch somebody like do like a soft like Vogue, like a soft like cunty, just like easy, but it's so like that's what it's giving. It's giving me like,
Yeah.
it's
Yes,
so
yes,
soft
yes.
and delicate and easy,
It's
but
so
it takes like
delicate.
skill.
Thank y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank you.
It's like you do it every time. I just don't understand what that's about, and it's really getting on my nerves to the point to where we need to know, when are we getting a project, when are we getting something that we can actually like hold on to and replay and put on our Apple Music playlist, and you put a whole playlist together of all the Broadway people for Broadway verses, and your songs wasn't even on it, maybe a feature for Leslie Odom, but we didn't have our own Amber Iman track. Like,
So rude, so rude. Number one, first of all, let me say hello, everyone. I didn't get to say hello, everyone.
right, because that's not necessary.
We're talking about
the song. Right.
We don't know about the lighting. We don't know about the production value or not.
I'm
Like,
confused.
come on, lights.
We want the soft lighting, the soft voices.
I saw the set production. Y'all were like, we need lights, soft Christmas with a greenery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I said we won't do red and green. We're above that, but we will do green and the holy lighting. Hallelujah.
I was like, okay, the continuity.
Yeah.
Listen, there was a plan from the Lord. First, giving honor to God who is the head of my life. Thank you all for having me here today. I'm so blessed and highly favored. I'm high and lifted up. Second of all, I prefer off. I want to, instead of like former co-host, can we say co-host emeritus? You know how pastors do when they leave? I want to be a co-host emeritus, not
You're
former.
alumni. You're alumni.
Thank you.
Emeritus.
Emeritus. Thank you, first of all.
kid.
That's how I like to be referred. Thank you.
Okay.
Third of all,
Princess Emeritus.
Princess Emeritus.
that's it. Princess Emeritus. Thank you. I needed a gown or a hoodie. Thank you.
And
Third of all, I am actually working on an EP. I am working.
oh, great.
I reached out to my girl Jalen Josie. I was like, let's co-write. She's listened to some music and she's helping me out. My good friend Victor Jackson, who is Aisha Jackson's brother, is helping me out. I've got about 5 songs that I'm working on right now. So things are coming. I am doing my best in this time and space of sitting down and shutting up. Come on,
Eliminate, like-
visual.
I like a visual album.
Emmanuel?
Listen,
I would like a visual album as well. Thank you. I would like the visual album.
you know,
Yeah.
and I'm already thinking of the treatments for the videos and things. So I feel like I'm gonna roll things out when I feel like it, when I'm ready, and it's gonna be right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her EP is good.
And I'm ready. Like, so
Yeah, we're ready.
you know,
We've been ready, so.
if you need a video man, you know,
Thank you.
if
That
you
voice.
need, you know, I mean, I could be whatever you need on
Thank
set.
You're gonna take
You
your
know.
shirt off, you're gonna baby all up and down.
Oh, by the time
I
you're ready to do the video, yes, I will.
Thank you.
Yes, the hell I will.
I can't take this.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we're not ready, but I am. I'm ready.
I need those
Um,
Brazilian bundles and I need those biceps and triceps. So thank you.
Listen, I'm about. It's gonna take me a little time, but I'm coming for Raymond.
Okay, well, you got to start working 3 years
I'm
ago.
working right now. I'm working right
You
now.
need
So
to
like,
be working under the
give me-
table right
give
now.
me 5 years.
5
You
years.
need to have a shake weight under the
Under the table, just
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
leg.
Like
Just
Evan
like a
Lee,
stick at all times.
What's that thing you can put on your abs and it do crunches while you
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to get on top of it.
Yeah.
Just,
Yes.
To always
Oh
be
my
contracted.
God.
I feel like he
If
came
you-
out
And
out the
male
womb like
cupids.
that. Like,
If you don't know who we're talking about Raymond Bernard, who is part of the Hamilton cast. He's a very, very tall,
He's my husband. Thank you.
graceful gentleman, a wonderful dancer,
Congratulations
wonderful
on the
presence, but
Thank
Yeah.
a wonderful body.
Thank
one
you.
beautiful body,
My
like
God. Hallelujah.
sculpted from the heavens on high.
My God.
Yeah.
We're all
Like-
black children.
Yeah, it's amazing. Amber, we thank you so much for blessing us with this
Yes.
beautiful Christmas holiday number.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, baby. Yes.
How did y'all establish? So I'm assuming that you recorded separate tapes and then were able to mix them together. Did you record separate audio and then like lip sang to yourself in the video?
So Julia's father is a musician and like has a studio in California. And so she built the track first. And then she sent a rough track of like my vocals. She was like, I'm gonna send you a vocal so you know this is when we're unison, this is when you on top, this is when you on the bottom. And when she sent me just her vocals in my ear, I was like, I always loved her tone and her phrasing. So the first thing I did was just listen to her for like an hour and get where she is, get her phrasing down. And so I recorded with her in my ear and I sent her my track and I added my things and I did a little hook and a jucking. And so then when she recorded with me in her ear. So we recorded to each other, put it together, and then came up with the aesthetic and then did the videos and then put that bitch in iMovie and then did lip sync videos. Sure did.
Who did the mix?
Her father.
Oh, so her father did the mix. Oh, it sounds so good. Like
This sounds
I
so
mean,
good.
It
Thank
sounds
It's
like
beautiful.
y'all are. It's just I can't.
Thank you, sis.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
we
'Cause
thank
I
you
don't
so-
like happy shit. You know, I don't like sleigh bells ring. That's not my jam. I like dark shit that make you nervous. That's the kind of music I like.
Well, look,
Like,
make
you
us
know
nervous
what?
with an EP. and we will be Make Us Nervous with the EP, and we will
Yes.
be forever thankful. So we
I
look forward
will.
to it. We thank you so much, and thank you for stopping in and talking with us about the song.
Thanks for
And,
having me, beautiful Black people. And
any-
Guzzy, hold it down, and Guzzy, hold it down for
I
me.
understand.
Okay?
I'm doing my
Thank
best.
you.
Yes.
You know what I mean. The light
You're
skin
welcome.
likes to
You're
love.
welcome anytime.
They like
Amber.
to empower, likes to coagulate, but we keep it.
You're welcome
I'm a Pan
anytime.
African, but I hear you. I hear you. We're all together in the struggle. I hear you.
I love all of you.
Bye, boo. We love you.
Bye.
Oh my
can't.
goodness, I love that. Oh my. Well, y'all, like this is that's part of the hot topics today. We got a couple more things we want to talk
I'm gonna get
about.
to
So Ma Rainey, if you haven't watched it, it is on Netflix right now. It's absolutely phenomenal. I'm still blown away by it. I keep watching it. I've watched it 4 times already now, just to go into it and see what.
How long is it?
It's long.
It's not. It's an hour and 20 minutes. It's like
Oh, it
it's
felt-
literally it's short. It's not even long enough. It's like really short.
it felt long.
4 times.
I've watched it I watched it because I got the screener last week.
Okay.
So I've had it for longer than everybody else.
You're like, it came out on Friday.
I
Look at your life. Yeah,
got it last
okay.
week. Oh my god. People are saying, oh, that's so funny.
Oh god.
Okay.
Yeah, so like but I catch something different each time, and Chadwick is
He's beautiful in it.
oh my god.
That's so sad for me.
It's
Like,
sickening. Like
but his I gotta watch it.
you're gonna cry. I know you, and you're gonna cry.
I don't like these tears things.
That's-
Like
Yeah,
I don't like
It's good for your
this
soul.
emotion.
You're gonna
It's for
cry.
your soul.
There's no way around that.
Yeah, it's good for you.
It's great stuff though. So
All right, maybe I'll
if
watch
you
it.
haven't seen it, make sure you check it out immediately. Yeah, and I love doing we did the watch party via like Netflix this past Friday, which went really well. I think I'm going to start doing those like every Friday. I think I'm going to do another one this
That's
Friday.
a great idea.
Yeah, it was really fun and like engaging, and we got to do a talk back afterwards. I did it with Black Girls Do Theater. Her name is Renee Harrison, so the young lady that does that, and she's just so insightful. This was actually her first time even engaging with Ma Rainey. She hadn't read the play, and so I love that too, that we were able to have dialogue about it, and it was her first time. And she had written little sticky notes about what she was feeling, and like I love
it.
Renee. So me and Renee are going to be developing some more content together because she just gets it.
That's great.
yeah,
I
so
like
make
how
sure
you
you
say
follow-
young lady. I know this is random, but like young lady. It reminds me of church. We have a beautiful young lady who's coming to
Because I
bring
am
us
so church. You know
liturgical
I'm
dance.
church.
Yeah,
I'm
young
so
lady.
church.
I'm like, young lady.
Oh my gosh. Yes, and Danye is right. That was another thing.
Mhm.
He's waiting for this hot topics, waiting for y'all thoughts on Viola Davis wearing a fat suit in the filming year of 2019. We know better, which is true.
She wore a fat
that's-
suit.
Yes, she wore a fat suit, but you
I
can
thought
still
she
see her
gained a lot of
clavicle.
weight.
No, she gained a little bit of weight, but it ain't nothing compared to what she was supposed to be wearing. Like
I
we're
mean,
supposed to have.
When I read that she gained, anytime I read that someone gains weight for a film, I'm like, it would not be I. Because
Because I would never be able to get it off again.
I would never be able to get it off. I also feel like gaining copious amounts of weight is unhealthy as far as
Yeah.
and losing it in a
Mhm.
because I feel like
Short amount of
celebrities
time.
do it in such a short amount of time. I mean, I'm fine. To me, because Viola has not really been given her just due.
But
Like
she has an
I don't
Oscar now.
think-
She has
I
Emmy.
think-
She has 2 Tonys.
that's fine, but she's more. Like I feel like she's
She is.
Meryl. She is our Meryl, and I don't care if
But Meryl ain't
she-
put on a fat suit for none of her roles.
Well, she's white. She didn't have to. She didn't have to do none of that.
That is
Um,
true. I get it. Like I get it.
Y'all think they should have hired a bigger,
Yes, I really feel like Monique could have done this role. If you wanted
Well,
to
Monique
name
Monique,
it,
they're not giving it to Monique because
Monique could have
Netflix and
killed
Monique
it.
are not doing things together.
I understand. like I
Monique coulda
understand.
You right.
yeah.
It could have, but she's also I don't know. Yeah, you're right, but I still have a lot of work to do with my fat phobia and what is it called? Not sizeism. What is it? What is it called? Like when you got bias against people who are larger. What is it called?
I'm gonna say fat phobia. I don't know.
I guess it's fat phobia. You know, like everyone has fat phobia because we're American. But I'm just saying, like, I guess maybe that's the issue at hand, is that like I don't see an issue with someone wearing a fat suit. But I guess if we're talking about representation, then I guess that is wrong. But then I'll say, like, I think that I personally have work to do in regards to that, because I don't see a problem.
Think of it this way, right? For me, the issue really is like the privilege of being able to literally put on a body that is not yours.
Yeah.
For people who literally not just get that kind of job, but any kind of job.
Right.
Right. And so,
yeah.
So there's not just that. So for me, if she actually, and I don't get me wrong, I also understand the sexism of a woman actually, and just how much harder it would be for a woman to put on the weight and then lose the weight, you know, like, so I totally understand that. But, you know, the story of Ma Rainey is her body as well. Right.
Right.
It is how she looked. It is the size of her body. And to sort of, you know, like rob a woman of that story, that kind of is funky to me. But at the same time, Ma Rainey, the play, is not actually Ma Rainey's play. So that's the other part. It's actually not. I mean, they kind of do make it more hers in this film, obviously, because it's Viola. But Ma Rainey, it's not actually her play. It's actually Levy's play. You know what I mean? So if someone wants to do a Ma Rainey story and actually really kill it and do it, this is an opportunity, I think, to, like, now that her story is out there, this is an opportunity to really tell that story of Ma Rainey. But if you're gonna give me Ma Rainey, Rosetta Thorpe, all those, I want them I want women of their size, because there are actresses of the caliber
of the caliber. That's what it's really about.
Y'all are right.
You know? So
you're right. You've changed my mind when you said like putting on
a
body,
putting on a body that is not yours, and then being like, I can put on your body.
That makes sense. I
don't know.
You've converted me. Okay.
Not converted. So somebody else said I didn't really see nothing wrong with the fat suit. I think Jill Scott wore a fat suit, and why did I get married? She's a thick woman, but she is not big. However, that's a different thing, because she's already a plus size woman. She's already she was making herself more so that she could look like she lost weight without having to do all of the extra in preparation. And also, it's a Tyler Perry film. You know, he don't have nothing but 2 days to shoot a film anyway. So, like, she didn't have no time.
Don't go on Why Did I Get Married? Because, you know, that's one of his better films.
It is one of the better films.
They probably filmed it in 6 months.
Not you lying on that. You know they ain't.
That was a good movie. I don't care.
But this is the thing too, though. Like, this is the thing. This is what I really wanted to see someone else in the role, because we already saw Viola in Fences. She already got the chance to play one of these amazing, you know, pieces in Fences, and we really shouldn't have to cross over any characters.
Though. He crosses every. That's what he does.
Company of actors.
Yeah, he is I feel like all of his. I get what you're saying.
Yes, I feel like we're in a day and age that there are more actors that these parts are so so meaningful and so deep and rich that there are enough opportunity in these movies for other people to get those roles.
You're right.
I want to see all the Black actors of our time when they tackle that canon. I want to see that young Raina, right? Like, I want to see that, like, I want to see Aunt Esther. I want to see, like, the canon of different fierce or wonderful Black women that he's put in, and he's purposely written this, like, thicker, queer Black woman, right? Like, he's purposely written these people, right? He's purposely written this fierce Rose. He's purposely written this sexy Ruby, you know? And so, like, I would love to see our sort of different quintessential actors, because they are gonna get it right when it comes to the sexy actress. Let's be right, like, right?
Yeah,
so
you're right.
When they do King Helly and they have Ruby, they're gonna get it right when it comes to a sexy Black. They're gonna get that right? So why rob
would it be any different
of that when he hasn't written any other part for a woman of that size or age in any of his canon, right? So unless they're gonna give Molly, let Molly be thick, right? So unless they're gonna do that with a different actress, you know what I mean? So I think we need to really, like, be aware of the fact that, like, a lot of Black women don't get a chance to act, period. And this is I don't know, it's a missed opportunity.
You're right.
You're right. She's dope, and she's gonna be dope, and, like, you're not gonna the beats are not gonna not be done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
But you're right. You're right. I think that yeah. Like I guess I can't find another word for fat phobia, but I guess that's all engrossed in that. Is like you're like when you said they're gonna get the sexy character right, but they're not gonna get the. It's kind of like it's just so embedded into our culture and our minds. Y'all right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So I mean, like, I get it, but then I don't get it because we can still see her clavicle. Like we can still, like, you still look like you got muscle. Like you don't look like Ma Rainey, but she acted the fuck out of this role. Like she
she's gonna do that.
did the fuck out of that
She's
shit.
gonna do it.
She's not gonna not be great.
Yeah.
You right. Y'all right. Look at y'all. Educating. Cause okay, y'all right. Y'all right. Y'all are right. Y'all are right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry if you can hear this. It's YouTube Kids happening right here.
Well, that's fine. But somebody else said it's called body dysmorphic disorder. Oh wow.
She's faking. She's not even crying. There's not even tears. Stop. Can you please stop? What do you want?
That's hilarious.
I don't have any donuts.
She wants some donuts. Oh.
Yes.
The sad thing is, if Ma Rainey was a comedic role, they would have done the work to find an actual plus size woman to play it.
You right.
Oof.
So we
You're
gotta
right.
pay attention, community. We gotta call each other out in our community and be like, that's an opportunity that, you know,
You're right.
You know, and we gotta shout the horn and be like, because we don't think of them for other roles. We don't think of them as ingenues and things like that, right?
Yeah.
And so if they take the opportunity and give that to an ingenue in a different play, I will shut my fucking mouth, right? And we'll all shut our mouths. But I want to see if they're going to take the opportunity to do that with other roles and have a thicker young girl, or have, you know what I mean? There are so many there are going to be other female roles, and I just think like we definitely overlook body size, right? We definitely overlook that.
You're right.
Yeah. I hate that too, but like the movie is still so good.
Yeah,
like that's what it's lazy. It's lazy casting. It really is. But it's so good, but it still pisses me off. And she's still gonna win all the awards. She's still gonna get all of the recognition, and people are just gonna bypass it like it didn't happen. And that's another thing that pisses me off.
Lunel, that could have been. I gotta stop reading the comments, but that could have been a cast.
Definitely could have been Lunel. Yeah. Yeah, because she didn't have to sing. There's a voiceover. The person that was the person that did the voice for Ma Rainey, her name is Maxanne Lewis.
That's not Ma Rainey's voice.
No, that's not Ma Rainey's voice. So they hired a woman to recreate the sound of Ma Rainey, but this was a woman that used to sing backup for the Ikettes, for Tina Turner and the Ikettes.
Okay.
For many years, she also had her own band, Maxanne Lewis. I hope I'm saying that right. But she phenomenal singer. I actually tried to reach out to her to see if she can come on the show, but we'll see if that happens or not. You know, you never really know. But she sounded amazing. Yeah.
So they could have hired somebody. You're right. Okay. Now all this is coming into, because I'm like, I do get annoyed sometimes when there's like a voice covering the singing voice. Cause I'm like, you can find that full package of actor. And okay. Y'all, okay. Come on, y'all. Y'all better educate me. And everybody else out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's craziness. Lord Father God. Okay, moving on. I want to talk about it more, but I'm like, what more can you say? Like,
but the two things can be true. It can be beautiful that his canon is even being released out into the world, and by heavy hitting Oscar award-winning producing and Tony award-winning actors, and penned by Ruben Santiago Hudson. You know what I mean? Like, these things can all be true, and it can also be like, missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You're right.
Okay. It's fine. Everything's fine.
You can say multitudes.
Oh, hold on. Just one.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess let me stop Obama-ing. I'm like, we can.
Okay, I'm back. Okay. What do y'all do when I like step out the room like
we
that?
Just kind of like we just go. We're about
bullshit.
to do something.
Yeah, we're about to. I was about to move on.
Yeah.
Well, that's we're about to move on. But speaking of Ma Rainey, I also saw that our guest today actually saw this movie today as well, and she posted about it. And I'm really excited to have this guest on our show today. It's actually the first non-Black person we've ever had on the show, and I think it's so appropriate and so amazing. I am beyond excited, like I can't even tell you. So the holidays are here, and there is a holiday concert. I should say let's just do this because I'm stuttering because I'm so excited. Like my heart is beating out of my chest. But just let's take a moment and let me breathe and just watch this, you guys.
Thank you, sir. Good, how are you? All right. Do you mind if I sing in the car? Do you mind if I sing? Okay. This poor driver's gonna freak out. I don't think he knows what I meant. Hold on a second. I've never warmed up in my mask.
I feel like this year there's just been a lot of forced stripping away. None of us really anticipated that it would go on this long. So in building this show, you know, time constraints, budget constraints, obviously COVID protocol, it's revealed to me like what's actually important. So I've just been reminded so strongly this year that we do what we do because it's our give, it's our contribution, it's our purpose.
See you in a week.
As artists have been doing, we just keep finding ways to make it work, and I certainly wasn't going to go down without a fight. There is a holy magic in that place. It's hallowed ground. You can feel the magic, you can feel the history, you can feel the spirits there.
Go tell it on a mountain.
You know, we may not have all the bells and whistles, we may not have the frosting, we may not have the things we used to think we needed, but we still have each other, we still have the spirit and the essence of the season, what it's supposed to be about.
All the joy, all the fears, you can let go now.
I think all I decided to do was bring together a bunch of people who I love and intend for that love and that joy and that connection and the message of the music to just burst through the screen.
Someone needs you.
And remind them who they are after a year of being like, I don't know who I am, where I fit, what I even do anymore. I'm just hoping that this will remind people how powerful they are, how special they are, how important they are. Yeah, with a little Christmas music. You know, 2020 has been a challenge, but we still, you can't take away Christmas.
Hallelujah, hallelujah,
Y'all, please welcome to the show the legendary Shoshana Bean. Shoshana Bean. I'm red. I'm like red.
You are.
As I'll get out. Because I love you so much.
Well, thank you, first of all, but I didn't know I was the first white person to be on the show, so now I feel honored and a lot of pressure and all kinds of things.
No, do not feel
We
any kind of pressure,
are
because, like,
judging you.
Yeah, if it's not white excellence, then this might be.
This will determine.
This is
the whole Ma Rainey situation. I was like, I'm in for it. I'm in for it. I'm on the stand.
This is our white excellence section, and you are the epitome of
Yes.
you are an ally. You are invited to the cookout. if anybody is.
They said that we
Can I
can't
get a
invite no
plate?
more people.
can't
to the
invite
cookout.
people.
But
Yeah.
this-
Can't invite people to the cookout.
Well, Shauna's been invited since
Can I get a plate?
2003. Like,
Can
she's
I just
been-
take a plate?
We can
I'm
get
not
you a
coming.
plate.
We can
Yes,
take-
with the
take a
foil on the top. Like, we got you.
Like a good one. It'll be
Thank you so much for being here and sharing with us your holiday spirit and joy and your I really enjoyed this concert. We just want to start with there because the Sing Your Hallelujah concert, and you also addressed so much. It was more sort of a documentary about you, about your life and about where you are, and you addressed so many different things in it. So talk to me about the catalyst for doing this, because you do a concert every year. I was there when you did Cynthia Erivo, like you and Cynthia Erivo, which was my jam. I'm stuttering. Somebody please, because
It was fire. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
In the gowns, beautiful, like
Beautiful gowns.
We say beautiful gowns is shade, but like this is like genuinely,
Actual beautiful
like,
gowns.
actual beautiful gowns. Like
gowns.
Talk to us about the catalyst for this year's show.
Well, I mean, I think it was just an attempt originally to continue what we had started. Hi, Ryan. A non-problematic. Well, I mean, it depends on when if I'm under a microscope, I'm sure I've had my moments, but I appreciate it. I think we just wanted to continue our tradition if we could, and we tried a lot of different things this year so that we could together still continue to do Night Divine and what we had started. And by the time we sort of figured out a contingency plan. Thank you, David. She was already back to filming Aretha, and we tried to figure out ways to sort of have her film something down there that we would edit in. But COVID set is very like their protocols are really strict, as it should be, and so it just didn't work out. So as the year had gone on, we had been talking about, if we are doing this, we got to strip it down. It just never felt appropriate to have the pageantry that we have had with the gowns in the years past, because we've all lost so much this year, and it just, I think there's a place for people who are giving you sort of like the snowflake gingerbread lane fantasy land, and I need it and want it just as much as the next person, but I don't feel that that's my ministry or my gift. Especially in a time like this, I felt like it was important that we have honest conversations and connect with our fellow artists. And hello, Pumpkin. Hello, Pumpkin. Oh, she can't hear. She doesn't have the headphones on. So yeah, I mean, I think it was me and my team were like, we need this for our soul. And we also feel like as artists, this is our best offering this year, is to make sure that we can still honor the tradition in some way. And I think it kind of took, lots of twists and turns, as far as, like you said, it's basically a documentary film about the making of and weird times and a snapshot of this crazy moment in time and being artists at this moment in time. And yeah.
Yeah. And I like, your voice is heaven sent.
Bless you.
It is really, I can't even explain to you what it does, the feeling that it gives. And it feels so effortless to you. When did you realize that you were a vocalist, that you could sing?
I think I forget and remember all the time. I think is maybe the blessing and the curse, is I forget. Sometimes you get caught up in things, or you look sideways, or you have a difficult performance or moment or chunk of time, and you're like, maybe I'm actually not good at this. So I think I forget and remember all the time. But I think that it became something I knew I wanted to pursue, like high school, I guess, when it started to become competitive a little bit, and when I started to be looking at like, what direction am I taking my life? So that's when I started to get super serious about technique and studying and style and everything, in as far as like always trying to level up or improve or expand, always came from like, how can I just continue to be the most authentic version of myself? What does that look like? So yeah.
I I have so many questions, but I'm gonna breathe. And you talk about in the documentary about being a Jewish woman singing, Christmas songs and about Jesus. Tell us a little bit about, because people are going to talk about that as well. Can you tell us a little bit about what your decision was in doing that and being also Jewish and talking about that in the film?
Yeah, I think for me that started when I first moved to New York and I joined the Broadway Inspirational Voices, which at the time was the Broadway Gospel Choir, of course. And I remember like not knowing how to explain to people that there's power in singing the name, right? So for me, it wasn't about, and this
potentially is problematic or a little bit of a hot button topic, in that, like, for me, it isn't about specific beliefs or specific thing that you ascribe or subscribe to. But for me, you know, and again, this is my dad's sitting here. It's hard for my parents to hear sometimes too, but like, there is, for me, my connection to God, to a higher power, my form of worship always has been and always will be music. And there really isn't, in conservative Judaism, which is the way I was raised, there isn't a real, it's not the same as walking into a Kojic church. Do you know what I mean? It's not the same thing. So
the fact that you even know what Kojic is, because I grew up Kojic.
Come on, Church of God.
Yes, like white people just don't be knowing about Kojic.
They don't be knowing the fashions.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What do y'all have? It's not a boule. That's what the AKAs have. They have a boule. What do y'all have? The convention, the Kojic.
Yes, the Kojic convention.
Convention. Thank you.
Yes, it is. But like the fact that you know that, and that you can hear it in your voice. Like, I'm waiting on a duet with Karen Clark Sheard, or you know, like some of the amazing gospel artists, because you hang, like you hang.
I would not be able to hang. I get I draw inspiration from these people, and I think that was the turning point. Like, I think I started to sort of like mess with, you know, religious studies in college. I would sort of like sneak into these churches in Cincinnati where I went to school to try to study, like, why do I feel something here but I don't feel something in synagogue? Like, what is the disconnect for me? And I just stopped making it mean something about the words that are coming out of my mouth. And again, I know this is difficult for some people to understand, you know, but when I stepped into the Broadway Inspirational Voices, the amount of healing, the amount of praise and worship that I was able to physically and spiritually express and feel, even though we have very different beliefs, even though like growing up saying the name Jesus or say like, that's not, we don't do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I understand that I've kind of constantly been straddling a fence, or feeling like I might have been, I don't want to ever say like born in the wrong way, but like something is left over from another time in here. Yeah. Something is left over and carried into this moment for me. And so, I don't know. It's just, it has always felt, it feels authentic to express that way, even though it is not my religion. This is not my holiday. I think what I tried to do this year was really get to the point of like, let's strip away the commercial aspect of Christmas. Let's strip away the sort of like, it's only for this religious celebration, and let's embrace like the season of the year, because everyone is different this time of year. Everyone does different things, has different traditions, seems to be kinder and more generous, and everyone's energy shifts this time of year. Some people get more stressed and unkind, but for the most part, I really wanted to just like remind people like why, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
and that doesn't, whether you're Jewish or Christian or Catholic or Buddhist, or I mean, it's about humanity. It's about connection. And when you boil all of these religions down anyway, what you're getting is the same essence, which is just like, treat your brother as yourself, because guess what? He is yourself. We are, you know. So yeah. And we need it this year more than ever. This has been a rough one.
Oh my God. Yeah. Beyond, like, and it's still rough now. So this was definitely a light in the midst of a storm, because your humble spirit and your talent and your grace shine through so well in this film, in this concert, documentary, celebration.
I know, we don't know what to call it either, like concert, film, documentary event.
What was the name of this song that you sang? It was a Jewish song, right? It was in Hebrew. What was the name of that song?
It's called Hatikva, and it's actually the Israeli national anthem. Because as I said, Hanukkah she's struggling for good music. She has like 2 good tunes, and there's just something about Hatikva. That melody is so haunting, and the message of the literal translation is the hope. So again, we are, you know, this is what we've hung everything on this year, more than ever than any other year, is like, we're hoping against hope. Hoping against hope for justice, hoping against hope for a flip in the election, hoping against hope to like have our lives back, hoping for people to survive this thing, hoping, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you always been able to like feel, I feel like when I watch you sing, you have a way of like really feeling almost, it feels like every single word that you're singing is just connected to your heart and soul, almost like you wrote the song or you were in the room while the person was writing the song or conceiving the melody. Like when I saw Songs for a New World, it was just like, I mean, and when I was watching, you know, when I was watching some of this, it felt like that. Like I can't remember right now what song you were singing, but it was like a Christmas Jesus-y song, and the words, how you were singing them, literally, and connecting them to now, I was like, how did I not even realize that that is what I've heard that song a billion times? How did I not even realize that this is what it was saying because of how you were connected? Have you always had that connection to the lyric organically, or is it a combination of training and spirit? And tell me.
Yeah, first of all, that is literally like a life-giving compliment. To hear that people hear a song differently because of an interpretation is like the biggest gift. So thank you for that insanely wonderful compliment. I appreciate it. And I'm happy about that. Because I have to be honest, specifically for this concert, I was rediscovering those songs in that moment, because when I chose those songs, the world was in a very different place than the afternoon that Biden was declared president-elect and I hit the stage to record this film. So everything became brand new. What I thought I had crafted was sort of a somber, melancholy, you know, reflective concert of like, hey, this is where we are, and we can all just sort of grieve together and acknowledge this and reflect on this together. And then we got the news and all of Harlem was celebrating in the streets, and we hit the stage, and I was like, all of a sudden all these songs became about a thrill of hope. A very weary world is rejoicing.
Yes.
It never rang as true as it did in that moment. So that's part of it, is just being really, I've learned, you know, I'm a lot older than you children. So I think life has a way of sort of like teaching you what
So
things
you
mean.
think.
I got them. But like Stars in the Moon, you know, I've been singing that since I'm 20, thinking I know what I'm talking about. But like 20 years later, life happens and you start to understand things in a way that you just could never have until you live life in a way. So I think it's just being insanely vulnerable and letting life and just taking the hits and living life more to bring to the table. And I think that I learned at some point, I think like 3 or 4 years ago, I just was struggling vocally. I was on tour. I was like just wearing it out. It was tired. And there were so many nights.
Was this during like Beaches?
Maybe after, a little bit after. And I was like, just like struggling. And I was like, there were so many nights I'd have to go hit the stage and I'd be like, you don't have it. You don't have it tonight. You don't have all the things that these people came to hear. You don't have whistle tones. You don't have full, high, bright, you don't have anything.
I never have.
So but guess what? What I learned without it is that it's not about that. It's about how you make people feel. It's about the story you're telling. At the end of the day, the notes are just icing. If you don't have the cake, if you don't know what you're saying or why you're saying it, if you can't commute, if it were just about the notes, we would just riff and scat and sing ah, ah, ah. We wouldn't have a story to tell. So to me, it just became so clear that I have more to offer than just a bunch of notes, that I have a story to tell, and that
they call me out because like you say the names of songs and I start welling up. Like I start thinking about hearing you sing it and I start to just tear up because it is one of my favorite voices ever. So I'm just really I can't keep telling you how much I'm just so excited to have you here and to speak with you and just really get an inside look of your artistry, because it is truly art.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
Guys, why don't we do this more often?
I mean, it's like not everyone like you. There's so many people who can sing. Like there's so many voices that I'm like, oh my God, I wish that their throat was inside of my throat, or we could just trade throats, you know? But, you know, I think musical theater performers, it's always more than that. Like in gospel, I think that's kind of like the two genres where you really, there's people who are really feeling what they're saying. And I guess sometimes you can get it in pop and R&B, like Beyonce be feeling her shit. But, you know, like
But the storytelling.
The storytelling, like that's what makes you so
it's beautiful.
Yeah, like I saw you in Waitress.
I saw yep.
And your Waitress delivery
used to be mine. Shut up.
Oh, like but the monologue before the song, the monologue that starts the song, that she just sat on that couch. And when I tell you I bawled in the theater, I could not even. And I go back and watch the bootleg too on YouTube. I'm a big fan of bootleg, so I go back and watch them all the time.
Bootleg me.
Yeah, and just the ability to tell the story in your own way, in your own unique way, because I've seen the show so many different times with so many different people, and to be able to tell it in your own unique way that makes me want to come back and see your version. It's what's beautiful, and I'm so thankful for you, like because you teach other people how to do the same just by doing it. And yeah, so I also want to talk to you about how you got started in this industry. Like you were the first replacement for Elphaba in Wicked, and that was your Broadway debut. But how did you get there?
I debuted in Hairspray.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
I did 2 years in the ensemble in Hairspray, understudied all the mamas and Tracy, and so I that was my magical debut, and also like my training ground. You know, I learned. I don't know how it's a big leap to go from the ensemble to starring in a massive machine like Wicked. So I learned from Harvey, the finest leading lady, and Marissa. They just were great quarterbacks in that way. They just led the team, and I learned like this is how you do it. You know, it's not about you being the star. It's about you know, leading the charge, like strapping this team on your back if you have to sometimes, making sure morale is up and people feel seen and appreciated, and that, you know, it's not about you. It doesn't work if everyone isn't, you know. So these comments are killing me.
They love you.
So yeah, I'd say Hairspray was the training ground for sure, and then Wicked was just trial by fire. Whew.
Yeah. I also, you work with a lot of different artists. I've seen you do, you know, like your Dressing Room series was really great. You had Avery there. You've also, you know, in this concert had it featured from D Watts. How do you choose who you connect with and who you work with, and what fuels that relationship, that performance relationship?
Yeah, I think just who moves me, and a lot of times who scares me. Avery scares the living shit out of me.
He's so clean.
He's so clean and he's so fearless. So like I remember I finally got the guts up to be like, yo, I'm doing this show at Rockwood, downtown New York. I'm blanking. There's a Rockwell in LA and a Rockwood in New York. Okay, so I'm like, come through and we'll do this song together. And he came through and he just wiped the stage with me. Like I could barely, it was like double dutch. I'm like, I don't know when to jump in. Like and he just kept going. Like he didn't like slow down to make me more comfortable. And it was a double lesson. It was like, get in there. First of all, jump in. If you trip and fall, who cares? But you gotta play the game. Yeah. And second, I was like, how often do I make myself smaller because I'm afraid someone else feels threatened or insecure?
Is someone writing this down?
I know.
Yep, get your notebook out, but this stream will be saved, so I will go back to this and cry later, I'm sure.
So Avery is I look for people who inspire me and make me better. Cynthia is a perfect example of that. Like Cynthia grows me every time we do something together, you know. And so I either like to choose people who I'm challenged by, people who I have a heart-soul connection with. Daniel and I go back a long, long time. We have many, many lifetimes together in this lifetime. And also I find Daniel's voice to be so important, so vital always. And same with Jared. Like what Jared does for the world of tap dance, like, is important. It's important. So yeah. I don't know. I choose in my heart, I guess is probably the shortest answer.
Yeah, I love that. And that's all you really can do, because the magic comes from your heart. And I actually want to ask, I'm scared to, but like, is it possible that we can get like a small snippet of a song or something just to bless us and bless our hearts before?
I don't know, girl. Ask if it's equity.
You know, listen, we just give generously these days. We don't ask it. What is, if you have something specific in mind, because I'm terrible at like, oh, let me just pick cold. So if you have something you'd like me to know, then I'll do that. Yes. Y'all discuss among others. You got one shot.
What can we get, y'all? Kim, do it. Just say something.
I mean, I'm such a clown because like my favorite thing to listen to of yours is that postmodern jukebox. Fucking.
Which one? You're about to call yourself out. Which one?
The one with
the Backstreet Boys one. That's my favorite.
No, we don't want Backstreet.
I know.
No.
What about Stars in the Moon?
No. Oh,
No, Stars in the, I would love a slowed down version of Stars in the Moon.
Dang, you
Like,
giving
just play with it.
arrangements?
He's like, make it.
Just play with it.
Okay.
Just give me a little.
Oh,
Take your time with it. Bless us.
Okay.
We at Kojic Church.
All right, let's mute.
Oh no!
What is this improv? Like,
yes,
let's mute.
like
I'm gonna mute. So.
let me mute.
I met a man without a dollar to his name, who had no traits of any value but his smile. I met a man who had no yearn or claim to fame, who was content to let life pass him for a while. But I was sure that all I ever wanted was a life like the movie stars led. But he kissed me right here, and he said, don't ever tell Jason I'm doing this. I'll give you stars and the moon and a soul to guide you, and the promise I'll never go. I'll give you hope to bring out all the life inside you, and the strength that will help you grow. I'll give you truth and a future that's 20 times better than any Hollywood plot. And I thought, you know, I'd rather have a yacht.
It was so good.
Okay, how do you remember all these words? Like, how do you remember words like this?
Never.
What do you mean?
Never.
Drew, what the hell?
Never.
That was years ago.
You said what?
I don't ever forget them. I do these chunks in my concert where I take requests.
Mm-hmm.
I never forget lyrics. I don't know where it goes either. I don't know where it's all stored, but they're all in there. It's crazy.
Because I will forget lyrics at the drop of a hat. You see, I forgot your bio that fast, and I've read it 5 million times, and I know your whole life, and I forgot your bio that fast.
But like, if you
don't
sing
have
a
to know it. I
song
know. You don't have
in a
to know.
show, you forget the lyrics. Drew,
Yes.
If I'm not really.
Yes, I have
never
forgotten the
forget
lyrics.
them.
Like, I mean, if I've like rehearsed the show and like I'm prepared to do the show, yes. But after we are done, a month or so later, those lyrics are gone.
Oh no,
Like-
they be like in the back of the tip of my neck. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I'll forget a script almost. I'll forget lines, but not songs.
Yeah.
Did you ever, or were you always forgetful with lyrics, or did it start to happen at some point?
I think it started to happen at some point where my anxiety got really bad. I've developed a really bad social anxiety. Actually over the past couple of years, like over the past 5-6 years. And that's when I would just go blank. And so I've been sort of trying to exercise that and like.
Yeah.
But now that I've sort of
sense.
done some therapy and gotten through some anxiety and some depression and sort of lived a little bit, I think it's coming back to me. So I'm leaning more so on my mind and not leaning into the anxiety, because that's when you really just go blank. So yeah,
when you're not there and you start to worry about other shit. Also, like I feel like I had a chunk of time where I sucked at lyrics too, and it was like it happens once, then it happens twice, and then all of a sudden you're like, this is a thing that I do now. Now I forget lyrics, and so there's a chunk of time where you just aren't the lyric remember because you decided one
that
mistake,
you're
two
not.
mistakes. So like it becomes like the story. So like I would just You know, let's just
delete it
undo
from
the
my story. Yeah,
Figure
like
Delete it.
write a new story.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yes.
awesome. We thank you so much, Shoshana Bean.
Oh my God, my pleasure.
And I love saying your name like that too, Shoshana Bean. It's Queen Shoshana Bean.
Oh, Shoshana Bean, hallelujah.
Yes.
You're gonna make a good play. You're gonna
Hallelujah, Shoshana Bean, hallelujah.
Please,
I'm
can I get a plate?
Make sure you guys
Have you
check
guys
out.
talked about Charity's plates on here yet? Have you talked about Charity's plates? I saw you got one, Drew.
Charity. Yes, yes,
talked about
I
it?
have. We haven't talked about it on here, but like, have you had it? Have you had them yet?
Oh yes, I've had multiple dinner. Like,
Oh my
yes.
God, I just ordered
I'm the one
5
who's
for next
on her,
week.
like,
Jesus Christ.
tell people about this. Let's go.
So Charity Angel Dawson, who is also a member of Waitress Cast, who you guys work together, she does these vegan meals, and they're $18. You can go to her Instagram and you can get a plate of all vegan food, but it's like a vegan soul food or like vegan Asian cuisine, or like, you know, this week she has like Christmas special, so it's like turkey and like, but it's all vegan, and so it's the bomb. Like, I've ordered at least 4 plates each time. I think I ordered 5 for Christmas, and so I ordered for Christmas Eve and for Christmas. And then she also has like iced tea, and she has desserts. I still have like sweet potato pie in here, some cheesecake, some cheesecake bites. Like, it is bomb. So get into it, Charity Angel Dawson. Thank you for reminding me. And so yes,
Oh my God,
I
don't
Go
be
ahead.
fooled by the vegan part. It doesn't taste like vegan. It's
At
not.
Oh, yeah, 'cause I'm over here like,
At
No,
all.
don't be fooled.
Like-
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Trust
Thank you so much, Shoshana Bean. We appreciate you so
thank
much for
you.
being here. Make sure you check out our concert, Sing Your Hallelujah. It's a holiday special. You will thoroughly enjoy it. It's right now. You can get it, stream it on singyourhallelujah.com now through January 9th. And it was filmed at the Apollo, y'all. So you know the ancestors are really praising and blessing her on this, because it's everything you need and more. So we thank you so much for joining us and giving us that, being so gracious and giving us that song. And I look forward to having you on our show again in some
Anytime,
form of
baby.
fashion. Like, if you want to just do a segment, if you want to just call my phone, whatever you need.
the
Like, I
Caucasian
am
excellence
here.
segment.
Yes,
the way
this is-
So,
yes. So thank you so much.
you guys, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We filled my
Appreciate you.
heart.
Awesome.
Happy
Have a
holidays,
good night.
Yes, happy holidays. Much love. Much love.
Oh my
That was
Oh,
amazing.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
I can't.
Oh my God.
No,
Oh
I
my
can't.
God.
I can't even type. I can't. I'm like,
I don't think I've liked a white woman that much since like my second grade teacher.
it's just, hold on. Just, I need a moment, y'all. I need a
Oh my god.
I
Okay.
am like, wow. Like, I am
Oh wow.
gags. Like,
Okay.
she's,
gag.
I actually
Okay.
have met her once before. She would never remember me. I met her, I think, after Songs for New World, because they had some type of like party thing
Mhm.
afterwards. It was like, because Michael, Michael, and it was the other girl, Saleha,
Yeah.
and her, and I think I met Morgan James at that party too, who's another just dope
Oh, Morgan
white
James. Yes, she was a Tina
voice.
Marie in Motown.
child. The fucking vocal on that
Mhm.
woman is crazy. But she's so. That was great. Like, her energy, her spirit, her
Yeah.
talent.
Her
I
gems
can't do it.
that she dropped for
Her
everyone.
gems.
Yeah.
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 Y'all send me the notes.
Y'all, I don't know if I can go on.
Well, we have to.
We do. There's more show. So it's great.
Kim was like,
we so
Kim was like, what do you mean? We have to go on.
yeah, that's the whole show. There's
You
more.
gotta
show.
do
So-
it.
Become
That's
stage
just-
manager immediately. Well, we must.
Right. The show must go on.
Go on.
There's,
That's the show.
there's so much more.
That's the show.
Yeah, I'm so grateful, y'all. That was the first. She didn't know she was the first one, and the first,
I
you know.
didn't actually
I mean, she
realize.
might be the last. I feel like she just dropped the mic on like, if it's
If it's
not
not
that,
those kind of
don't
being
come
right, if you're
here.
not
Come
like,
here. If you ain't on the show, Sheena Beans.
Like, who do we even want to talk to?
I'm good.
that's what I mean. I would be interested in Patty LuPone.
Oh my fucking gosh. She's
There's
untouchable.
only ethnic white women. Okay,
I didn't even
that's
think
fine.
about her in the number.
Yeah.
Patty, Bernadette, Bet.
Yeah,
and
so that's
another-
it. It's just higher. It has to just get higher.
It has to get higher. Yeah,
Higher.
like it has to like.
Higher.
If it's not Babs, then what are we doing here?
Yeah,
You know?
Oh my God. I walked by Bernadette Peters once and I milked that moment. Like,
You're like,
I was like, oh my God, I am on the same stage with Bernadette Peters. I know her now.
we are familiar.
We are friends. But speaking of Bernadette, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just rambling at this point. But when I used to cater waiter, we did a lot of events for Donna Karen, DKNY Donna Karen. And Bernadette Peters and her apparently are like great friends. So she had this huge fucking party. Bernadette Peters steps out of this black Escalade looking like she's a cool 25. Like when I say the skin it wasn't pulled in like that white woman facelift pull. It was like naturally just taut and supple, and the hair was just full and red, and she was just so petite and beautiful. Like, I would die.
Yeah.
I would die if I had to have an actual conversation with her.
That's literally. I mean, I didn't even
that's
meet.
where we're starting, guys. That's where we're
We didn't
starting.
even meet Shoshana in person, and I am
That was beautiful.
dying. Like seriously.
She's great.
She's amazing, and she sang for us, y'all.
She sang for us.
See, Black Power. This is what Black Power is really
I'm
about.
crying.
Yeah.
You get these white women to sing for you, okay?
I want you to sneakily cry. He said, acting like I don't see you crying. I see you crying.
She said the name of the song "Stars and Moons," and I
He said, yes,
damn
that
near
one.
lost it.
He was gonna have him to be doing Backstreet Boys. How dare you?
Look, that's
Oh
my
my
shit,
God.
okay? That the way that she sings that song, she be like, "You are my fire, my one desire." That shit it's so good. I
It
just
is.
listen to it.
And she gave me her own, I gave her my notes on the arrangement that I wanted, and she took the notes and
And look behind her, just
took the notes.
Time. We could ask
Like,
white
I almost want to have take the video clip and send it to a pianist and have them play.
Oh
I'll
my
probably send it
God.
to Alan. I'm gonna send it to Alan. Have Alan play a little something underneath it.
Yeah.
Oh, and keep that from. Oh,
And keep
yeah.
that for myself.
Right. That's what I was about to say. Oh,
Just keep it for before you go to
I can
bed.
see Drew now just in the
Before he
room
goes
with
to
a
bed.
wine glass and his robe, just crying,
Tears.
looking out the window at nothing.
oh my! Listen, at absolutely nothing. At the memory of Shoshana Bean singing.
The memory. She was great. She was
Phenomenal. Okay, y'all, we got to get back to the hot topics.
great. All right.
Gonna get back into it, if we can, because
Where is it?
it's
Here you go.
my God.
Oh, Anne.
Yeah. So one of the main things that happened this week. Before we do this, if y'all have a listener letter, email us right now. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, y'all make it
Email
up.
us at offbook@broadwayblack.com so we can read it on the show. Because right now we don't have any. I'll be getting on y'all when we don't have no listener letters. So
Yeah, do
y'all
y'all
be forgetting-
job. Listen and write.
Listen in and write. Y'all are books, okay? So
Listen and write.
So just be careful. You might get a special kind of answer too.
well, I mean, I'm okay with that. Just let me know if I can read the name or not before I start reading it. Just tell me at the top if I can read your name or not. So yeah. But going into back into hot topics, this week we lost a pioneer, iconic artist, and another Caucasian excellence. This is the whole Caucasian excellence section right here. Yeah,
Wow, this
and
chunk.
ranking.
And ranking.
And ranking really man, top tier talent.
Everything.
She's like that old school, no nonsense, just pure. Just she wants you to have it because she's got it, and it's just the level.
Yeah. If you don't know Anne Rankin, she was an American actress, dancer, and choreographer who worked extensively in musical theater. She did everything from Chicago to Sweet Charity. She worked with Bob Fosse. Well, she was married to Bob Fosse for 6 years. You can see her in Annie, the film, the original, which is 1982 version. She just everything. And she also was a teacher, a great teacher, and when it comes to, you know, bringing up the next generation and really pouring into them. And I remember reading just this past week, Carly Hughes was another person that was saying how much Ann Reinking like helped her, especially when she was on for Velma Kelly in Chicago, and she had like a rehearsal with her, and they went through the number like back to back to back, and really you know, she fed her. And I also see, you know, I want to say Michael James Scott, I want to say that's his name, from Aladdin. Is that who?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was also talking about how he was in a program, and she was, you know, really invested in him. And so she's really influenced this community greatly, you know, especially Black theater artists as well. And so it is devastating to the industry. And we just want to take a moment for Ann Reinking. I don't think we've ever taken a moment of silence for you know, Caucasian excellence like this. Yeah. I mean, we have for, you know, Black folks, but yeah, just a moment. All right, amen. Yeah.
Did y'all ever watch her, like when they were trying to find they're trying to find Roxy?
I didn't see it. What was that? Broadway.com, or was it Broadway World or something?
I think it was Broadway.com, but I watched a few of the little, you know, videos of it, because I love that show, and I love the part of Roxy, but I don't have the dance. And so she had a person on there who they were like, we love her, and then her comment was like, yeah, but she doesn't have the dance. Like, she's like, but the dancing is that, like, the honesty in the delivery of her talking to the girl who was auditioning. She's just like, you just don't have the dancing that's required for this. I can't remember how she said it, but I appreciated that, because like, I like that old school delivery. I like you telling me what it is that I need.
Yeah. So that way, if I want to get it, I can go and work on it. Like, you know what I mean? I can go and, you know, come back to it, you know, and maybe have a second chance, and not just keep showing up to this audition not knowing what I need to improve on.
Exactly. So I loved that. And like the subtlety of her, like the joy that she has when she's moving, the joy that she has when she's in any part, I think is just so, it's rare. It's very rare to like watch that, just that nuance.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm done.
No, you're fine. Like, yeah, it's a lot. We're gonna keep moving on. Kenny Leon added to Roundabout as a senior resident director. What does that even mean?
I don't know. He directs everything. I don't understand what the
right. So what?
If you're a resident director at a theater, usually it just means you're kind of like sitting director, and usually it's a theater that like likes the director, likes their work, and basically goes, hey, like what do you want to direct? So it's kind of like a sitting spot. Like Bartlett Shear is the resident director at Lincoln Center, right? So he can kind of direct anything that he wants there, you know. So in theory, he's at Roundabout, or is that what you said?
Roundabout, yeah.
In theory, if it said resident advisor, resident director, but if it's resident director, then he gets to basically sit there and go, I want to do this year. So in theory, if you wanted to, you're gonna get a Kenny Leon show every year, or a choice, or something of his choice every year.
I hope, you know, I want him to work with, I know that he for Holla If You Hear Me worked with, you know, general like unknowns in a sense, you know, those all that cast was relatively like new in a way. But yeah, I would like to see more work from him that's not so star-studded. I would like to see more honing of
younger talent or newer talent,
younger talent, and newer work.
That means you would actually have to direct them. And
bitch, let me get the fuck off. Kenny Leon, I went to the Actors Fund gala, however you say it, the Actors Fund gala a couple years ago. This nigga came into the gala. He's a nigga. Like he wasn't code. He won't code switch. I was like, this nigga is up here niggering, and I love it.
I love it too. I love Kenny. Like absolutely love Kenny. But I also feel like you have to walk into the room with your talent on 10. Like,
yeah, because he's not just he's a producer and a great casting director along with stager, right? So for the most part, I would say also he is where he is in his Broadway position because of the stars that he is attached to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's the other part, especially with the roundabout. Like, so I don't know that you're going to get that, like, I don't know that you're
Right.
getting a new play. I don't know that you're going to get a play with new actors, because I don't know how much you get that period on Broadway.
Right. Exactly.
That's true.
Right, when it comes to a play,
Unless
like,
they're all from Yale.
I mean,
and they have Jeremy O. Harris or something. That's
that was Jeremy doing that.
That, yeah.
He did that, yeah.
Like,
thank God. Thank God other people got an opportunity, because who else?
Who the fuck else? You can't get in a play to save your life.
You can't.
Like,
especially a play, especially a straight play.
A Broadway play?
A play, yeah.
There's no way.
The Broadway musical is predicated on the musical, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, you come to see a new musical music, you come to see a play for the actor that's starring in it.
Right.
That's true.
And Jeremy is the famous thing, right? And
Right.
so the play is the famous thing. And so it's okay that he doesn't get to or need to replace his whole thing. Also, his play would not do well if it's just a bunch of celebrities who can't hold the work, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, but for Kenny Leon,
And also, I think it would be distracting too.
Yeah.
Well, for a play, for that, yeah.
Yeah,
It
for that
would.
would be distracting. But for Kenny Leon, who also tends to do classical plays, right? He hasn't done really a new play.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's and you might see like a couple newer actors. Like Soldier's Play had some other ensemble actors who weren't really famous who weren't really famous, right? So it depends on the size of the play, where a couple new people will get opportunities but yeah, it will probably still be star-studded, because that's how you get the money onto.
That's true.
Right.
That's
Speaking of Jeremy, he's the next hot topic. He created a Golden Collection, is what he's calling. It's named after his grandfather, whose name was Golden. It's featuring 15 plays by prominent Black playwrights. It is including Lorraine Hansberry's LeBlancs, George C. Wolfe's The Colored Museum, Octoroon by Brandon Jacob Jenkins, Sweat by Lynn Nottage, Fucking A by Susan Laurie Parks, The Mountaintop by Katori Hall, Is God Is by Alicia Harris, and several other works are in this collection of plays that you can purchase that will benefit a local one in his hometown, a bookstore, Black-owned bookstore, and it was in correlation with or in partnership with the Human Rights Campaign, the nation's largest lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer civil rights organization. And they will be hosting an event celebrating the Golden Collection in 2021. So you can buy this collection of plays to support these playwrights, and as well as support this Black-owned bookstore. And also $10 from every, I believe, every sale of that collection goes to the National Black Theater.
Oh, great. That's great.
They'll make a $10 for every purchase of the full collection. They'll make a $10 donation to the National Black Theater. So it's all the way around a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Next
great.
hot topic, we have Harry Lennox, who wants to make a Black Lincoln Center in Chicago. Okay. What does that mean? I guess actor Harry Lennox shot to fame by playing Terrence Dresser Williams in Robert Townsend's The Five Heartbeats. He currently appears in both The Blacklist and Billions, and is upcoming in a new Netflix series called Army of the Dead. We're in a group of, we don't care about what the show's about. But much of his attention at the time, at present, rests on an old warehouse building on the Chicago South Side, where he intends to build both a two theater complex to house the Congo Square Theater Company and a new nationally focused museum dedicated to Black contributions to performing arts, everything from dance to film to music to theater. This is a big feat. Like, this is going to be a large undertaking, I guess you can say. Says, I want to find a means to archive the collective history of Black Americans in the performing arts. There's no institution that celebrates or houses that, and that is what the African American Museum of Performing Arts will do. But isn't that what the African American, like the museum in DC, like there's so much
performing arts? It's more like the history of Black, it's more like
Blackness.
history.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that
a theater in there. I think there's a movie theater in there.
Yeah, but have you been on that
Yeah, I've been
floor
there.
of it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, it's,
I mean, it's very intricate, but there is still more,
there's still more. Yeah.
there is still more.
Yeah. Okay. It's just like, I
mean,
know.
it's kind of like, in every city, like when you go into the South, there's a civil rights museum, and like almost every Southern city that had civil rights happened all over. So they have museums in every city that are dedicated to it, even if it's repetitive. So it can be whatever his version or their version of whatever that vision is. There should be multiple ones. You know what I mean?
I think he's also looking for like the history of Black performance specifically.
Yeah.
So the idea of almost like kind of like what Lincoln Center has, where you can kind of hopefully, this is an idea if you need a co-artistic director, Harry. But you know, if you have something that's similar to like Lincoln Center, you can watch all these Broadway shows, and there's like an archive of things that have been
That library.
You know, like that would be great to like have like this history and archival of like Black American work and like the history of like minstrelsy to like Broadway to like, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a huge undertaking because that's like a cultural epicenter that like I guess we kind of take for granted. Even though when I first moved to New York, that was my jam. I was always in there.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
In there.
Woo. Okay. Okay. I'm with that. Let's see what else we got. I mean, yeah. Shut up. Katori Hall, another playwright to add theater opportunities to her overall TV deal with Lionsgate, including commission for Black playwrights. Katori Hall blew up after Pussy Valley.
She did.
Her play Pussy Valley adapted into the Star series P Valley, which Lionsgate has already picked up for a second season. And she's also the current Tony-nominated book writer for Broadway's Tina, the Tina Turner musical. Like, she's popping. I love Katori. She was also on our a guest on our show at the top of the year when they did Hot Wing King. So it was really great to talk with her and dive into that. So I'm hoping to have her back sometime soon. We should actually call. I'm gonna call her and see if she want to come back and talk to us some more. But she's so busy. This new partnership is in continuation of Hall's relationship with Lionsgate, with the series P Valley, greenlit for a sophomore season on the Lionsgate-owned Stars. Hall serves as a creator and showrunner. Black playwrights are particularly struggling, she said, so much so that I fear some will leave the art form forever. This will undoubtedly be a major loss. Without theater, there would be no me. In fact, there would be no P Valley. That's why I've partnered with Lionsgate on this initiative to help ensure that American theater is more inclusive and diverse when the curtain rises again. And that's really, at the end of the day, that's what it's about, because our art form is a lot of times overlooked, especially because television and film is so large and it's so accessible. And it seems that theater is not as accessible. And they're sort of pivoting in a way that makes it accessible, but also, it's interesting. It's interesting to see how we're getting a little bit more recognition and more support, but I don't think it's still near enough. But I'm glad to see initiatives like this being made by, Katori, by Jeremy O. Harris with his HBO deal and that thing. So we hopefully more people will fall into suit, fall into it and start demanding and requesting what they deserve, instead of just, because I think a lot of times us, theater people, we get into television and film, it's like whatever I can get, because we're so used to not having and so used to not, being able to make the moves. And so I'm loving to see this change and this wave happen. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think especially because he's focusing on Black playwrights specifically, I think that's wonderful. And I think, as a writer someone who's writing for TV and film and things like that, it's a great example that, Katori and Jeremy are showing like what you can ask for, what you can demand.
Yeah.
Tend to be apologetic, I think, in general, as performers and as artists. We're not good at demanding more, and of course demanding more for other people. So I think I think you're going to start to see this happen hopefully a lot, which is cool.
I love it. I think it's dope, both, even though I still have a lot of questions for Jeremy, but I do think...
Well, he's never coming back on here. He's never coming back on the show.
I just have one question for him. I don't really have... What was her name? Did y'all see that like viral video of that interview? What is her name? She was on Watch What Happens Live last week. Z-Way or Z-Way. She was like, so why do you hate Black women? Favorite. But anyway, like straight up asked him that on Instagram Live. But anyway, I think that shit is dope. Like going into the room, making your demands for your people and like for your, for your theater people, like because I feel like
holding us down.
They just people go to TV and they just like, bye. You know? So,
but I love it too. But he'll probably never come back on this show ever again. I'm still waiting and holding space for him. And
it's fine. I'll meet him on a red carpet one day and I'll be like, hey, excuse me.
Why do you hate?
Excuse me. Why do you hate Black women so much? Feel free to take your time.
That's so funny. And that's exactly what she said. Take your time. So we're gonna move right along, y'all. We gotta listen. Well, I don't have the energy for a game today. After Shoshana Bean, she sucked me dry.
Oh damn, I had one in my head.
What you got?
One's gotta go.
You got a one gotta go. You want to do
Yeah.
that? Okay, we're gonna make it quick because we do
A
gotta
white
list the
people
letter.
one.
A white people, Caucasian excellence one gotta go.
Do y'all know the show Hello Dolly at all?
Yes.
Okay, one of the Dollies gotta go.
Okay.
Okay, but you gotta name them.
I am.
Like you can't. Okay.
Carol Channing,
Uh-huh.
Bette Midler, or Bernadette Peters. One gotta go.
Bette Midler.
Wait, say that again.
Carol Channing, Bette Midler, or
Why'd you
Bernadette
get so
Peters.
aggressive with it?
What?
Yeah,
Because I thought you
I said,
couldn't
why you
hear
get so- Oh no, I could hear you, but I just wanted you to repeat them. But then you started yelling at me, so I'm like,
I was yelling. I didn't know I was yelling. I'm sorry.
Y'all, these two have been having the light skin wars, and I don't know what it's about. They're feeling
It's
today
not.
she's been like
The super-
battling me.
The super
I am not.
Let me take my tag off. Okay, look, the superpowers are coming tomorrow, so I need you all to just pace yourselves, okay? Pace yourselves.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Angry-
Let me fix my
angry
tone.
light-skinned people.
Let me fix my tone.
All right, Angela,
Carol Channing, Bette Midler, or Bernadette Peters.
Dang. But just in the Dolly role, right?
Just in the Dolly role.
Okay. I would say Bernadette Peters.
I gotta go with you.
You gotta go with me. Yeah,
Mhm.
because the way Bette Midler ate that,
I gotta go with you.
the way Bette Midler ate that, she just yeah.
Carol.
Somebody said Carol. Somebody else said Carol. Oh no! Somebody said Carol
Oh,
Broadway
no,
Black,
no,
but
no,
she
no.
don't count. She
Carol
actually is Carol.
She is
actually
Broadway Black. You
She is
are
black.
Broadway Black.
Yep, this is exclusively for them playing Dolly.
First of all, don't
Um,
disrespect Goodbye. Don't say that. I love Hello Dolly. Disrespecting, like I love a white classic.
I do too. Like Dolly's a good show, and you
Dolly's
know,
a good show.
it is a good show. It's fun too.
Oh
So,
my god, or Babs. Let's put Babs in there.
well, you of course you can't get rid of Babs.
You
It's
can't
still
get rid
gonna
of
be.
Babs.
It's still gonna be Bernadette.
It's still gonna be
'Cause-
Bernadette for me, but it might change
Yeah.
for somebody else.
There's no way. It's gonna have to be Bernadette. Like I would
Somebody
never.
said
get rid of-
Beck can go.
Yeah, Bette's out for me.
For you? What? Why?
A whole problematic period with her twittering, and so I don't.
Oh,
care what
I guess you're right.
Wait, problematic with her tweets?
Yeah, she had a whole poll talking about.
Oh, about the black woman.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, like.
Oh, I
talking
forgot
women are
about
the-
that.
Yeah,
I forgot
I
about
do.
that.
But she did apologize. Well, she did double down at first, and then she apologized. Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say too, Elena. The Bernadette got Sunday in the Park with George, and so she can go.
What
she can go
about-
do Sunday in the Park?
What if we did a vocal? So we did like one gotta go vocals or vocals, just the vocal. Bernadette, Patti LuPone, Christine Ebersole, or a Barbara Streisand. One gotta go.
Christine Ebersole's going, I think.
What? Christine, bitch, that tone.
Say it again. Say the choices.
I love Barbara. I love Barbara.
So Christine, Barbara, Bernie, or Patty.
I love a
It's gonna be
yeller.
Bernie again for me. Like,
I love Bernie.
like Grey Gardens is my shit.
Grey Gardens. That. Oh my god.
But everybody's saying bye, Christine.
Y'all must have not listened to Grey Gardens. Another
Grey
winter in a
Gardens is the
summer
shit.
town. Driving on the
I'm not
550.
bye bye Richie Rich Mom.
Y'all are trash. I don't like this.
Oh, I
It is
forgot
a
to say that speaking of Bernadette Peters, she was in Cinderella the movie, and we forgot to talk about
Oh yeah. Natalie.
God, yes, Natalie from the film. She was the evil stepsister, and Bernadette played her mom. She passed this past. Was that this past week or was it last week?
It was the week before.
Really? And we didn't
damn.
talk about it. Well, we were so busy last week we didn't talk about it.
Yeah, we were with Michelle Weeks, and there was a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, there was a lot going on. Well, rest in peace to Natalie Desselle Reid. She's an icon. I also want to see Baps the musical come. Like,
what?
I want to see Baps the musical. Like, I want to see. I think a musical. Do you think so?
I don't know if I need to see that. I don't know what the book is giving me. I don't know what the composer is gonna be giving. I feel like I don't know what that's giving me.
I don't foresee it.
I don't.
But
Really?
maybe
I think
if it
it'd be
was
really cute.
a gospel stage play, but not on the Broadway.
Well, it was actually in the works of being a gospel stage play, and Natalie was going to reprise her role with Jacarius Johnson, like the same people that did Set It Off Live, and I love that. So it was coming, before the pandemic.
I could do
and it
that.
was with her.
I could do that.
and it
'Cause
was
I'm like,
with-
who's composing that? Who's doing the composing?
Well, you know,
If
they're
you
not
want
even
the-
composing nothing. It's not gonna be a musical on that. Like that's not a, you know,
Sure,
it's not gonna be a
yeah.
musical.
Yeah,
It's just gonna be the play reenacted on stage.
got it. Okay.
I could do without it.
Yeah.
Could you?
Yeah, I could just do with the movie. You know, just
Like,
with the
but
classic.
I would love to see it on stage. Like, I think it could be a really good musical idea and like really turn into something like classic. Like they already
rather
doing
see-
the Nanny on Broadway. Like the Nanny was supposed to be coming.
That's a little different though, because you have
How?
because it's a whole show. You have so much more material. You have so much more development because it's a show. So they could literally like come up with a completely new concept based off of that character. I'm not with that either because that to me the Nanny is Fran. Like, and if you ain't doing it with Fran, then I really don't give a fuck. But I think it's more when you have more, the more material you have, the more that you can kind of, you know, play with it. I want a Harlem Nights musical. That's my
Okay, I would love that too.
That's
I would
my
definitely love
dream.
that.
Directed by George C. Wolfe. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be classic.
Yeah, that would be really, really great. Yeah, okay. Well, we're gonna move right along to this listener letter we got. Thank y'all for writing in.
Yes, thank
And,
you
you
for doing
know,
your job.
I knew you was about to say that. So we're gonna switch it over to the listener letter.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's my dirty wine. I give it dirty wine.
God, the more Drew stopped smoking, the more breath support he got.
Okay. And you see this mic picking up all that air. You heard that? Yes, God. Come on.
Yeah, clowns.
Oh, I love it. Okay, here we go. Oh, we got a couple. Well, y'all really did the job. It's a couple in here. Let me choose.
Y'all had
one.
things to say.
Listen, I'm gonna just choose the first person that came in, and y'all didn't tell me if I could say your name, so we're gonna say this is from Bailey. Bailey says, "Firstly, I love listening to the podcast. Hearing you guys is such a guiding light and inspiration. In the age of constant social media, any advice on staying focused on your own journey and not being distracted, discouraged by others' gifts and successes?" Kim has heard me ask this 1,000 times, and in watching Shoshana Bean, I wonder, how do you think one goes from being someone who looks up to the careers and talents of others to being in that same category, a fan to a peer? Thanks.
Oh, I know who this is.
I think if you're doing it right, you're always a fan. Like there's no. I think it's easy to think of people like not on your level, and like sure, if people will accomplish more than you or less than you and what have you, but if you can always really think of everybody as your peer, you know what I mean? Like you're one job away from being the peer of everybody. You know, like you're like one breakout away from being that anyway. And as far as social media goes, you're gonna have to like put an alarm or time yourself, and that's discipline. You have to discipline yourself because that part is really hard for me. And I literally discipline myself as far as like, I will only be on one Clubhouse room today for no more than an hour and a half, right? I will only be on my social media, and I have an app. I used to have an app, but like now I actually have it in my alarm, like going like get off Instagram.
You can do that. You can set that actually on you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Well, you can lock.
You can
the app,
limit.
but
You can
yeah.
lock the app after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
I tried that, and then I just
And then what?
disabled it. I'm like, I pay for you. You're not gonna tell me what I can do.
Oh well,
on my phone.
Well, what would you say, Kim? How do you stay focused and not distracted by other people's gifts and success?
I unfollow them.
I mean, that's real.
I actually did a mass unfollowing of things that just don't kind of trigger me or don't serve me. And also I try not to, you know, a big thing about like what Shoshana said is like telling the story, you know, like telling the fucking story. And listening to that part of it. And if you listen to that part of it, everyone is going to tell the story totally different than the other person. So with that, as far as singing, because that's where a lot of my anxiety comes from now, which is so weird because before, like when I first moved to New York, I just was like, the one thing that I know I'm gonna kill in the audition is the song.
Yeah.
But social media won't like it was back when I first got to New York. Now you just get oversaturated. So yeah, like I've been unfollowing accounts that don't really serve me. As far as like the peer thing, like I'm definitely with Ngozi on that. Like you're literally one job away. Like the only a lot of these people, of course, that are famous are super fucking talented and, you know, deserve the shine, deserve the spotlight. But there are also a lot of people who are just fucking smoke and mirrors. So like you are literally the same as that person, just one opportunity
away.
You're just one opportunity away. And I love keeping
all the time.
Like people just blow like the girls who were on the Book of Mormon tour. Like both of those Nabalungis got series. Like they were just fucking nobody. And then I'm just saying, like they were like I'm like when I say nobody, I mean like I'm nobody. Like I'm not like a household. I'm not on people's screens. People like, oh, that's Skim X. You know, they were nobody. And now like the girl is starring on Industry on HBO and she's blowing the fuck up. That's one gig that she did. One gig. So I just, you know, and I love to stay fans of people, just like Ngozi said, you know, like a peer, but I'm honored that you're my peer and I'm also able to fan over you. Like there's a guy who I work with, this white dude, Steven Ashfield. I think he's one of the most talented people I've ever worked with in my life. And I'm such a fucking fan, but I'm on the stage with him. So for me, I'm like, okay, well, we're here together. It doesn't matter how we got, but we're here together. So there's something complimentary about that kind of can fuel my passion as well, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. I'm in the same boat, but I also, social media is my job, is my business. And so it's difficult for me, but that also has played a lot into, you know, how I've dealt with my mental health. It really has. And so I have to make sure that I pour into myself first, that I am centered and grounded in myself first, and I'm secure in that. And that hasn't always been the case. But yeah, so you have to devote some time at the beginning of your day to really pour into yourself and center yourself before you start being distracted and moved by other stuff. And so that's very important for me. It's difficult. It can be difficult at times because we always just roll over and start to scroll through our phone. And it's like you have to stop yourself from doing that. So that way you can realize before you actually get the sleep out of your eyes, who and whose you are.
Come on now.
Yeah, you have
Say
to.
young lady.
It is young lady. It is young ladies. You have to make sure that you know whose and whose you are. So yeah, it's very vital. And yeah, she also said, I wonder how do you think one goes from being someone who looks up to the careers and talents of others to being in the same category? And like I said, I'm always, like you guys said, I'm always a fan. I built this platform off of being a fan of talent. But I always know that I'm just as capable. There's really no difference from me and someone else other than, you know, a lot of times white approval. And I don't really need white approval to feel successful. So know already that you are they already a peer. You can still be a fan and a peer. So yeah, get into that. Okay. There's this one says,
is there another one?
There is. This one say, don't read my name. And so I sort of want to read it.
Read it. Because I want to know now.
Oh, it's not.
Text me the name.
It's not deep. I'm gonna save these because you know y'all might not do your job next week. So I'm gonna save these. And we already it's at 8 o'clock.
You're right. You're right.
2 hours in. Like we thank y'all so much. Like it's been a joy and a pleasure. And you know, what's Ezzy over there doing?
Ezzy in the room on her phone. I don't know. I have me checking on her. I was like, Boop, you good? She's like, I'm good.
Okay.
She fine. It's just better. I guess I was trying to keep her confined in the room, but if she has like places to roam, make her sound like an animal, but if she has places to roam, she tends to be a bit more tame. Jesus, the animal. Yeah. I gotta stop.
We're all animals.
Did she get her donut? She got her donut. I went out during the during the trailer. I went and got her.
That was a good little intermission, little break, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was like, let me go cut this thing up and put it on the thing and, you know, serve her. But yeah.
So. Well, that's y'all. This is getting better.
Yeah,
and better
it's time for Baltimore.
Week. Y'all know I feel good about this show now. Like the sound is good. I have to go in and out because sometimes my microphone or my headphones start doing a buzzing crazy thing, but as long as y'all can't hear it, I don't care. I will go in and out as much as I need to in order to get the sound right for my ears. But I'm gonna work that out. But it sounds good. And somebody else just texted me too. The sound is on point this week.
Come on, these Yeti Nanos. We should get a
Yes.
sponsorship.
Yep. And Guzzy gonna get hers next week. Hers just ain't came in the mail yet, so she gonna get hers.
Don't be calling me out. They said that it was all sounded good. You ain't gotta.
Yeah,
talk
but
about what I
we
got,
all know. Everybody knows.
No,
Everybody
we
knows.
all know.
Everybody.
Are they gonna
They
know?
talked to you,
Everybody
so
can
that
hear
was
you.
on point. You ain't gotta.
Yeah, they did, but I think they were talking about my mic.
Oh God.
Like,
Just yours?
I mean,
I guess
yours
mine
is-
has been
yours-
mine's
yours
been
has been on point.
I won't be
I
targeted.
come prepared.
She gonna have that mic. Look, she gonna have that mic next week. Watch.
Just watch. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. I will win.
I
this.
love it. We thank y'all so much for watching a brand new episode of Off Book. It has been such a pleasure to do this with you. We've hit our mark and we've done it right now. My name is Drew Shade.
My name is Ngozi Ayon.
I'm Kim Exum. I'm sorry for
Bye,
yelling
y'all.
at you, Drew.
You fine. I love you. Bye, y'all.
There's only one place to learn the latest. There's only one place to hear the greatest. There's only one place for your information. It's the All Good Podcast. All Good Podcast. No other host like me. Come check it out. You'll see.
Bye.
Mwah.